Welcome to Learning Path 8, Implement Continuous Feedback. In this learning path, we'll look at how teams can effectively track usage and flow throughout their development process. We will show how understanding what's happening inside your system in real time helps you make smarter decisions, surface issues earlier, and ultimately deliver better software. From there, we'll explore the tools, dashboards, and practices that bring continuous feedback to life across your DevOps workflows. Hello, and welcome to Implement Tools to Track Usage and Flow. I'm Andrew Conniff, a Microsoft technical trainer specializing in data and AI, and let's get started. The inner loop is a core concept in modern software development, especially within DevOps practices. It refers to the rapid, repetitive cycle that developers follow as they write code, build their applications, and run tests. Imagine it as a continuous cycle where you code a feature, build it to see if it works, and then test it to catch any issues. Then repeat the process as needed. This loop is all about speed and feedback. Developers can quickly identify problems, make improvements, and see the results of their changes almost instantly. By keeping this cycle tight and efficient, teams can innovate faster and deliver high-quality software. Continuous monitoring is a foundational practice in modern cloud environments, especially when using platforms like Microsoft Azure. At its core, continuous monitoring means keeping a constant, intelligent watch over our applications, infrastructure, and networks to ensure that everything is running smoothly and securely. Several key pillars of this approach are migrating workloads safely, securing systems with robust threat protection, protecting data through backup and disaster recovery, monitoring tools like log analytics and diagnostics, configuring environments with automation and scripting, and governing resources through policy and cost management. Each of these areas is supported by Azure's integrated services, making it possible to manage complex environments with confidence. Azure Monitor is a comprehensive solution for collecting, analyzing, and acting on telemetry data from your cloud and on-premises environments. It helps you understand how applications are performing and proactively identifies issues affecting them. Log analytics is part of Azure Monitor, and it allows us to query and analyze logs from various sources. By leveraging these tools, we can create custom dashboards, set alerts, and gain deep insights into operational data. The Kusto Query Language, or KQL, is the query language used in log analytics. It enables us to extract meaningful insights from large volumes of telemetry data quickly and efficiently. With KQL, we can perform advanced filtering, aggregation, and visualization of logs and metrics. Mastering KQL empowers teams to build precise queries that drive actionable insights and improve system reliability. Application Insights is a powerful tool within Azure that helps us monitor the health and performance of our applications, whether it's web pages, client apps, or backend services. It works by collecting telemetry, such as HTTP requests, dependency calls, and SQL queries from our application and its environment. This data is then visualized through dashboards that can be analyzed in real time, giving us a clear picture of how our application is behaving. Application Insights integrates seamlessly with other tools like Power BI for advanced visualization and Visual Studio for developer-centric diagnostics. And it even supports continuous export to external systems for deeper analysis. Application Insights supports a build, measure, learn approach. As we roll out new features or updates, Application Insights collects data on how these changes affect our app's performance and user experience. This feedback loop empowers our team to make informed decisions and quickly address issues and continuously refine our application. Let's explore how teams can design and implement metrics and queries to track project progress and application health using modern DevOps tools. On the GitHub side, we can leverage built-in project tracking features like GitHub Insights. We can create custom workflows with GitHub Actions and tap into GitHub REST API for advanced reporting. Azure DevOps offers its own robust tracking with built-in metrics, customizable dashboards, and the ability to generate custom query-based reports using Azure DevOps Analytics. These tools empower teams to visualize work, monitor trends, and make data-driven decisions throughout the development lifecycle. Azure Monitor and Application Insights take things further by combining continuous monitoring, release annotations, and work guidance into a unified view. With these tools, we can create dashboards that blend real-time metrics with historical data, annotate releases to correlate changes with outcomes, and track work items alongside application performance. Now that we know how to view metrics and logs, let's discuss ways we can view what is happening. GitHub offers Insights feature for projects, allowing users to create various types of charts, current and historical, to monitor progress and trends. The process is straightforward. We enable Insights for our project, we select the chart type, and configure the chart by choosing the properties like layout, axes, grouping, and the count of items. The flexibility means teams can tailor the dashboards to highlight the metrics that matter the most, whether that's tracking open issues, completed pull requests, or other key indicators. With Azure Dashboards, we can bring together data from applications, infrastructure, and network resources, displaying everything from application performance to security status and infrastructure health. The dashboards are highly customizable, enabling us to tailor the layout and content to focus on the metrics that matter the most to our team or project. This flexibility means we can quickly spot trends, identify issues, and keep everyone aligned to the current state of our environment. Azure Monitor Workbooks empower our teams to analyze and visualize data from their applications and infrastructure in a highly customizable way. With Workbooks, we can bring together metrics, logs, and usage data into interactive reports and dashboards. This flexibility allows us to create tailored views that help us understand how users interact with our application, track page views, and measure time spent on different parts of our system. By combining various data sources, Workbooks makes it easy to spot trends, identify issues, and gain deeper insights into our environment, all in one place. Power BI is a powerful analytics and visualization tool that helps teams turn raw data into meaningful insights. With Power BI, we can create interactive reports and dashboards that display real-time metrics about IT operations, resource usage, and system availability. These reports are highly customizable and allow us to track exactly what matters most to our organization, whether it's CPU utilization, network performance, or application health. By bringing together data from multiple sources, Power BI makes it easy to spot trends, identify issues, and share findings with our team in a visually compelling way. And finally, we could build our own system. So building our own custom application for metrics and visualizations would give us complete flexibility to design exactly what our team needs. Unlike out-of-the-box solutions, a custom approach lets us combine metrics and log data from any source, tailor dashboards to our unique workflows, and create visualizations that highlight the most important trends for our organization. This means we could integrate data from multiple systems, apply custom logic, and present insights in ways that standard tools might not support. However, it's important to note that building and maintaining a custom solution requires significant engineering effort. Teams must invest in development, testing, and ongoing support. For organizations with resources and a need for specialized metrics or visuals, this option can deliver powerful, tailored insights that drive better decision-making and continuous improvement. But for those without it, it might be just too much. Pipeline health is crucial for maintaining high-performing, reliable software delivery. Let's talk about three key targets: failure rate, duration, and flaky tests. Monitoring failure rate helps teams quickly spot recurring issues that might be causing builds or deployments to fail. Tracking duration reveals exactly how long pipelines take to complete, which is essential for identifying bottlenecks and optimizing our speed. And keeping an eye on flaky tests, those that sometimes pass and sometimes fail without any code changes, ensures that test results are trustworthy and that teams aren't chasing false alarms. Make your pipelines efficient by right-sizing resources, using Azure Spot VMs, and reviewing build configs to cut costs. Speed things up by parallelizing builds, leveraging caching, and eliminating unnecessary steps. For performance, refine scripts and tasks and monitor resource use. Boost reliability with retry logic, solid error handling, and proactive monitoring, so our teams can then deliver quality software quickly and confidently. To get the most out of our pipelines, consider running jobs and stages in parallel. Splitting up tasks so they can happen at the same time speeds things up, but can also increase the cost if not managed carefully. When working with the pipeline agents, make sure to choose the right type and number, use multiple agent pools, and consider dynamic allocation to keep things efficient. Don't forget to monitor how your pipelines are performing and adjust concurrency settings as needed. Tweak the maximum parallelism and agent pool sizes to find the best balance between speed and cost. Now that we have our knowledge and our insights and our metrics, let's take a look about how to share it with our teams. Organizational knowledge is one of our team's most valuable assets, but it's easy to overlook how quickly it can slip away. Over time, teams build up a wealth of insights, best practices, and lessons learned. Yet when someone leaves or changes roles, that hard-earned wisdom can vanish with them. The real cost isn't just losing information, it's the time and resources wasted when teams must relearn lessons or repeat past mistakes. So let's talk about Azure DevOps project wikis. These wikis are built right into our Azure DevOps projects and are stored directly in our projects repository. That means our team can easily create, edit, and share documentation alongside with our code, making it simple to keep technical notes, guides, and best practices up to date and accessible to everyone who needs them. Whether you're onboarding new team members, documenting processes, or sharing troubleshooting tips, Azure DevOps Project Wikis supports Markdown and mermaid diagrams. With Markdown, teams can create richly formatted documentation using simple, readable syntax. Think bold headings, bolded lists, tables, and even embedded videos or images. This makes it easy to keep technical notes, guides, and best practices clear and visually organized, all within the same space as our code. But it doesn't stop there. Mermaid diagrams take our documentation to the next level by allowing us to embed flowcharts, sequence diagrams, and other visuals directly in our wiki pages using straightforward text-based commands. This means we can illustrate complex processes or architecture right alongside our written explanations. Integrating GitHub and Azure DevOps with Microsoft Teams brings development workflows directly into our team's daily conversations. By installing the GitHub app in Teams, we can subscribe to get notifications for pull requests, issues, and even GitHub Actions workflows, all within our chat environment. This means we're instantly alerted to important updates and can customize which notifications we want to receive and never miss a beat when collaborating on code. How do we automate analytics? Let's find out. When issues slip through the cracks, they can quickly impact end users, so it's crucial to resolve them swiftly, even if the root cause is determined later. Modern teams face a large volume of infrastructure and application bugs to sift through, which can make finding the right information challenging. Augmented search addresses this by leveraging semantic processing, statistical models, and machine learning to help teams quickly locate relevant data and respond to incidents efficiently. Integrating telemetry into our application means equipping them with the ability to send back detailed, accurate insights about how they're being used, even when they're not physically close to the system. This kind of monitoring is valuable to understanding real-world usage patterns and spotting issues early and making informed decisions about improvements. However, some end users may feel uneasy about being monitored, even if the data is anonymous and is used solely for improving the product. When implementing thoughtful telemetry, it empowers teams to deliver better, more reliable applications while maintaining trust with the users. Let's break down 4 essential tools and technologies for monitoring in modern DevOps. Synthetic monitoring is like sending out virtual users to interact with our application. These simulated actions help us check performance and availability before real users even notice there's a problem. Alert management is our early warning system. It notifies the team when something does go wrong, so we can respond quickly and minimize our downtime. Deployment automation streamlines the process of releasing new features or fixes. By automating deployments, we reduce the manual errors and speed up delivery. Analytics turns all the collected data into actionable insights. With analytics, we can spot trends, understand system behavior, and make informed decisions to improve our applications. Together, these tools create a robust monitoring ecosystem that helps teams deliver reliable, high-quality software efficiently. And the IT Service Management Connector is a powerful integration that bridges the gap between our Azure monitoring environment and our organization's service desk solution. With this connector, we can automatically create incidents and alerts in our service desk whenever Azure detects an issue. This ensures that critical problems are tracked and addressed without any delay. And it doesn't stop there. The connector also syncs incident data from our service desk back to Azure Log Analytics, allowing us to correlate service desk activity with operational data for a more complete picture of our IT landscape. We have it all put together and are getting alerts, but are they actionable or are they just noise? Let's find out. Application Insights is a feature of Azure Monitor that's designed to automatically analyze the performance of our web applications and alert us to potential problems, often before our users even notice anything is wrong. This proactive approach means we're not just reacting to issues after they occur. Instead, it empowers us to address anomalies and performance dips as soon as they're detected, minimizing downtime and improving reliability. When something goes wrong and we get an alert from Azure or Application Insights, the first step is triage. That's figuring out how many users or operations are affected. Next, we scope the problem to determine whether it impacts all traffic or just certain pages. Then we move on to diagnosis, where the tool itself will suggest what the issue might be, helping us zero in on the root causes. This process is supported by visual tools in the Azure portal, making it easier to see alerts and track down the problems efficiently. Smart detection notification in Application Insights are like having an intelligent assistant constantly watching over our applications. Instead of waiting for users to report a problem, smart detection uses advanced analytics to automatically spot unusual patterns, like sudden spikes in failure rates or unexpected drops in performance. When something out of the ordinary happens, it sends you a notification, so you can investigate and resolve issues before they impact your users. Improving performance in software applications is all about being proactive and methodical. The process starts with triage, quickly assessing which users or parts of the system are affected by the slowdowns or issues. And then once we know where the problem lies, the next step is to diagnose what's causing these slow page loads or degraded experience. This might involve looking at logs, metrics, or using tools that highlight bottlenecks and inefficiencies. As an example, let's look at understanding server response time degradation. This is crucial for maintaining a high-performing application. When response times start to lag compared to normal, it's a signal that something in the system isn't working as efficiently as it should. I want to highlight the importance of monitoring not just the average response time, but also the number of affected users, the count of operation requests on the day of detection and in the previous week, and the correlation between this degradation and issues and related dependencies. By tracking these metrics, we can quickly pinpoint whether a slowdown is isolated or part of a broader problem, and then we can access helpful diagnostic links to investigate further. Effective monitoring and alerting is essential for keeping systems healthy and reliable. Core idea here is that monitoring tools act as our system's early warning system. They let us know when something is broken or about to break, but not all alerts are created equal. The most valuable alerts are those that are urgent, important, actionable, and real. There are notifications that demand immediate attention because they point to issues that truly need to be addressed, rather than flooding our system with noise. Let's discuss blameless retrospectives. Blameless retrospectives are a cornerstone of a just culture in modern DevOps and engineering teams. When incidents or failures occur, the primary goal is to learn and improve, not to assign blame to individuals. This approach encourages team members to be open and honest about what happened, fostering trust and transparency. By analyzing incidents together and focusing on the underlying causes rather than pointing fingers, we identify systemic issues and implement preventative measures and strengthen our processes. This method ensures that everyone feels psychologically safe to share insights, mistakes, and lessons learned, which leads to a stronger collaboration and better outcomes. And now let's look at some of these tools in action. Application Insights is part of Azure Monitor, and here in Azure Monitor, we also see the options for Container Insights, VM Insights, and others. Let's create a new instance of Application Insights. Let's put this in our demo resource group and give it a unique name. While that gets created, let's look at Azure Monitor. This is where we manage alerts and investigate metrics on resources. To do this, we select Metrics, then choose the resource we want metrics from. Now we can investigate different metrics and choose the best way to visualize our data. We can change the output aggregate, like average and sum. To save the metric, we pin our graphic to a dashboard, which can be an existing dashboard or a new one. Or if we have our Grafana workspace, we can also send it there. We can also choose to send it to our Azure Workbook. We can choose an existing workbook or create a new workbook. Once we have our workbook, we set the details about what data we want to see. Such as the date range. Now let's give our workbook a name. Since this is an AI resource, let's call it AI Workbook. And here we see our new workbook in the workbook gallery. Our Application Insights resource is ready. So let's open that up. We see our overview page is pre-populated with key metrics. Here we can get help to diagnose and solve problems. We have several options to choose from. Let's open the profiler and snapshot debugger. And here we can describe our problem and investigate. Now let's look at live metrics. As we connect more resources, we can get a live view of selected metrics here. And we can check resource availability, investigate failures, check performance metrics, and get started with our AI monitoring agents. If you'd like to go deeper and run the AZ-400 lab exercises using your own accounts and subscriptions, you can find the self-paced labs on GitHub at Microsoft Learning /mslearn-devops. And if you prefer structured guidance, you'll also find options for instructor-led AZ-400 training with live labs and expert instruction on Microsoft Learn at the AZ-400 course page. This concludes Learning Path 8. There are many ways to continue your learning journey, and we encourage you to watch the other videos in this course or find your next favorite topic on Microsoft Learn at aka.ms/learn. And you've reached the end of the AZ-400 DevOps course, and what a journey it's been. Along the way, you've learned how DevOps brings people, processes, and technology together to accelerate delivery and improve quality. You've explored automation, CI/CD pipelines, and continuous feedback loops that make software delivery faster and more reliable. And more importantly, we've seen how these practices support a culture of collaboration and shared responsibility. By embracing continuous improvement, adopting a growth mindset, and fostering a just culture, you're not only improving systems, you're shaping an environment where teams can learn, adapt, and succeed together. But this is just the beginning. To deepen your skills, I encourage you to continue practicing what you've learned, visit the GitHub repositories linked for this course, and work through the hands-on exercises. Experiment with pipelines, try new configurations, and apply these concepts in real-world scenarios. Keep asking, how can we do this better? And stay committed to learning and improving every day. DevOps is an ongoing journey, and your willingness to grow and collaborate will make all the difference. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing the impact you'll create as you apply these principles in your work. Your next step starts now. Keep learning, keep improving, and keep building a culture where innovation and trust thrive. Thank you.